can you go to the first slide?
Yes.
Sir, yoga of meditation, right, sir? Sir, what does it mean? Like, what union is there?
Okay. So what is your current understanding of what is meditation, dhyana?
Meditation is focusing on something.
Okay. So what exactly do you do during meditation?
When we close our eyes and focus on our breath,
Excellent, correct. So you focus on breath. That is one way of meditating. What is the other way?
Focusing on whatever you do.
Correct. Then sometimes you use a particular mantra also as a point of focus.
Yeah.
So, Om Namah Shivaya.
That's why even Gayatri Japa, it's also meditation.
Right. So, but we need to understand the difference between japa and meditation. So, when we are using a mantra, like say Gayatri mantra. So, what is that we are doing? We are saying it out loud. Our mind has constantly many different thoughts coming. It is suddenly thinking of the homework in the school. It is thinking about what Amma is making for dinner. It is thinking of the nice movie we want to enjoy. So like that, the mind constantly gives different thoughts. So to bring focus to the mind, you need some single object. Otherwise, the mind is in all directions. When it is constantly thinking about that thing, this thing, want to go there, do that, all that, it becomes very confusing and the energy is dissipated in all directions. So you need to bring focus. So to bring focus, you use some object to bring focus. That object can be mantra. Like for example, when you are completely putting the devotion and chanting Om Namah Shivaya. Here, Om Namah Shivaya becomes the focus, and your mind from all the other thoughts focuses on the form of Shiva. So all other thoughts are replaced with one thought. That is the beginning point of the japa. But when does japa become meditation, dhyana? Is when that vocal japa leads to mental japa. You don't necessarily have to say it, but you are mentally chanting. That way the mind has become silent. Then you become aware of your own presence. Your presence, the one who is watching the mind chant, the one who is giving the light to the objects in the mind, the divine light of the self. So being in the divine light of the self as a sakshi, as a witness to all the changes that are happening in the mind is what is meditation, dhyana. So the objective or the purpose of dhyana is to bring awareness about you as awareness. Because while you are focusing on the breath, you have closed your eyes. Many a times, there is no sensation of the body also. But you are aware of your own existence, your own presence. So drawing your attention away from the objects of the mind and to take you back to your true nature, that practice is meditation practice. So we use breath as initially to bring the mind back to its true nature. Or we use japa to bring the mind back. So like that, different objects are used to bring the mind back. to its original nature. Like what we did during our Gayatri Japa, we were first chanting. And after that, we were just remaining in silence. Silence is your true nature. Peace is your true nature. So to be in your true nature, you don't have to do anything to be in your true nature, because you already are that. That is really dhyana. To realize your true nature and to be in that is dhyana. So why is it yoga? Because initially the mind is focused on outward, the objects of the mind. So to turn the mind from the objects of the world to its own source, then the yoga union occurs. Separation dissolves. Oh, I am seeing something else. Then all that separation dissolves and there is only seeing. There is only happening. That is why it is dhyana yoga. Through meditation practice to bring the union. Does that bring clarity to Namit's question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
yeah.
Can you go to the next slide?
Yeah.
Sir, what is renunciate?
Renunciate. Renunciation means to give up. The word sannyāsī in Sanskrita is translated in English as renunciate. Sannyāsa is renunciation. Renunciation means to give up, to sacrifice.
Okay, sir.
That is why I said the society generally misunderstands sannyāsī as someone who gives up food, gives up clothes, gives up money, gives up status. So wears a different kind of cloth. That's what the majority of the people think is who a sannyāsī is. Whereas a true meaning of the word sanyāsī is, sannyāsa means samyak nyāsaha iti sannyasaha. Right deposit of the mind. The mind which is deposited on the objects of the world. I am that, I am this, I like this, I don't like this, I want that, I don't want this. All that is getting mind fixed into various objects of the world. So turning the mind away from the objects of the world towards its own true nature. Who am I? And to be in that true nature is who a true sannyāsī is. Is that clear to you, Namit?
Yes, sir. Sir, what is Agnihotra yajna?
Okay. Agnihotra yajna is a form of yajna. So usually Agnihotra is performed as a householder. So in the traditional way of living in India, every householder was supposed to perform Agnihotra japa, Agnihotra homa. So there would be a small fire kunda into which you will offer few sticks and ghee along with the japa that idam na mama. This is not mine. And you would offer that. So there are many significance of the Agnihotra yajna. One is the particular stick that is used and the ghee that is used and the time at which it is done, and all that whole setup brings about a certain purification in that space. And second, the mantra that is said, idam na mama, helps the one who is doing that to realize that nothing truly belongs to me. I am just a passerby. All of this is not mine. I have it for the time being, for the best use of the world. Nothing truly belongs to me. So that clarity emerges to the one who does it with full involvement. So that is the Agnihotra yajna. So as a sannyasi, one gives up the Agnihotra yajna. So Sri Krishna is bringing the clarity. Not by giving up any of the activities, one becomes a sannyasi. One becomes a sannyasi only internally they have realized their true nature and are abiding in that true nature. Like how this picture is trying to depict. Internally, inside, deep inside, they've realized their true nature as peace, bliss, silence. And whatever happens outside doesn't affect them inside. And their mind is constantly on the divine. And they see the divine only in all others. Such a being is truly a sannyasi.
Okay, sir.
An enlightened being.
Yes, sir.
Any other question?
No, sir. Thank you, sir.
Wonderful, Namit. Yes, Ramakrishna, is there something that you want to ask?
Vijay ji,
Yes,
can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. What is called sannyāsī?
Sanyāsī means someone who has given up, who has sacrificed. That is how generally it is translated as. And right now, that is why I gave what is the true meaning of a sannyasi according to Sri Krishna.
Okay. Another question, Vijay ji.
Yes.
What is mean by sacrifices such as
Agnihotra yajna.
Agnihotra yajna or
Abandoned bodily activities.
activities?
Yeah. So many sannyasis, they give up eating food. They give up, drinking certain things. So many people think giving up something external is mark of a sannyasi. Or wearing a certain kind of a dress is a mark of a sannyasi. Or, when they take the sannyasa diksha, as a householder in the olden days, one was expected to do Agnihotra yajna every day. When they take up the sannyasa diksha, they can give up Agnihotra yajna. So people still think that such external giving up is what makes somebody a sannyasi. So why somebody becomes a sannyasi? Because they think by giving up something external, they can realize the God. So to realize God, they think I have to give up something external. But Sri Krishna is giving the clarity. Merely by giving up external, you really cannot become a sannyasi. So there is a little story. Somebody thought, I will become a sannyasi by going to Himalaya. So he one day ran away from his wife, children in his village, and he went to Himalaya. And he wore sannyasi dress. And every day he would go and get little water and some fruits. He made a little hut for himself. And he would sit with his eyes closed to dhyana, to do dhyana.
Dhyana means to
Meditation.
Meditate in God.
On God, to realize one's true nature. Yeah.
Yeah.
So many months and years passed. But whenever he would sit for dhyana, one thought would always come to him. It's been many years. What my wife and children would have done without me? Are they still crying for me? Are they still missing me? My children must be missing me so much. Oh, my father is not there. So like that, his mind still kept on bringing all the stories of his previous life.
Just like Ravana, he meditated for many years, and and then his mother got worried.
We'll come back to that story. But here in the case of this sannyasi, though he was meditating and though he was supposed to meditate on the God, to realize the God, his mind still was occupied with thoughts about his family. Though he had come away from his family, though he was on the top of Himalayas now, in his mind, the thoughts were still of the family. See, you can run away from some place, from some place. But how can you run away from your own mind? How can you get away from the thoughts that come in your mind? No way, no. So that he hadn't realized. He hadn't realized that true sannyasa is to become free from the thoughts, to become free from the impressions in the mind. And that doesn't happen just by going to some place. It happens with the right teaching from a realized master, Sadguru, that he hadn't realized. So one day he couldn't bear. He thought, okay, let me go and see what is happening to my wife and children. They all must be missing me. They must be crying for me. So now, he was totally different. No, he had grown beard, wearing new dress. So his physical appearance was completely different. So he went to his village near his house, hoping to see his children crying for him, his wife still in depression. But to his amazement and also to his own sadness, he found that his children were all going after their life happily. His wife was now running a shop and she had become quite successful and she was quite happy, and everybody was coming to her shop to purchase things from her, and she had now raised the children with her work. Then he realized that though I had given up outwardly my home and everything, inside I have not yet given up. So that is what is truly important. Shri Krishna is saying one has to give up internal attachments. Anger, one has to give up. Jealousy, one has to give up. Worrying, one has to give up. Insulting others, one has to give up. I am so much superior to you, one has to give up. These are the real things that one has to give up. And when one gives up all these inner demons, then one becomes a true sannyāsī. Then one doesn't have to travel to some other place. Wherever they are, whatever they are doing, inside they will still be very, very peaceful. And through them, lot of peace will spread in and around them. Is that clear to you now?
Yeah, Vijayji. Vijayji,
Yeah.
You told that Buddha was also a monk. I mean, he was also a meditator.
Yeah, correct. Buddha also was a monk, and he also was a meditator, and he
didn't his family get worried?
Very good question. So your question is, Buddha, before he became Buddha, he was a king and he also ran away, right?
Yeah, he ran away to a Bodhi tree.
So the question one needs to ask is whether is it really necessary for somebody to run away to some other place to realize? The answer is, it is truly not necessary, because God is everywhere, and to realize God, any place is a place of God. However, you need to understand one thing. You need to get the right guidance. Just like how you cannot learn how to make chapati just like that. You need somebody who knows how to make chapati. Even in the case of Atma Jnana, about who I am, even in that journey, the right teacher, right guru, Sadguru has to be there. So in the case of Siddhartha, who became Buddha later, he could not find whatever the teachers were teaching him as a satisfactory answer. So he had a deep desire that all of this attraction that was around him, his kingdom, his money, his fame, all that did not really attract him. So unlike the story of the sannyasi that I told, where though he ran away, attractions were still in the mind, for Siddhartha, all these attractions had ended. So, therefore, he could succeed by going and meditating under the Bodhi tree, because he already was ready for the higher level knowledge. And then he realized that whatever the great knowledge he has received, he has to offer it to the world. In India, a sannyasi is a revered person. Sri Shankaracharya was a sannyasi. Madhvacharya was a sannyasi. So they are highly revered. So I am not saying that all sannyasis are like the sannyasi in the story. Some sannyasis are great sannyasis, true sannyasis, like how Sri Krishna is saying. So Buddha was one such sannyasi. Because after one becomes a true sannyasi, they take that message to others. It becomes their complete work. All that they do in all their time is only take the message of the divinity to others. They are not worried about other activities. So therefore, in return for whatever the great knowledge they are offering, people take care of a sannyasi. That is a tradition in India. A true sannyasi is not after money, fame. A true sannyasi is there to spread the divine knowledge. So a true sannyasi is not only by appearance, by internal realization, one becomes a true sannyasi. However, in the society also, whatever external signs are there, some sannyasis live like that. And some of them do a wonderful work. Is that clear to Ramakrishna?
Yes, Vijay. I don't have any doubts anymore.
Can you bring the mic closer?
I don't have the doubts anymore, Vijayji.
Excellent. All right. Does anyone else have any other question? Kritik, Swaroop, Shrikar?
No, sir.
Okay. Then I would love to hear your understanding. Let's begin from Namit. Can you all kindly please come on to the video?
Yes, sir.
Yes, Namit, please go ahead.
Sir, what Krishna is telling here is a true sannyasi is a person who is not attached to all these worldly desires and doesn't have many desires and not attached to the result. He is a true sannyasi. So not only only it doesn't mean you're a sannyasi by going somewhere and doing something else. It doesn't mean you're a sannyasi. But like you told, many sannyasis are there who go out to the Himalayas, but still are not attached to anything. So that's what it means. So it's not wrong that they are going to the Himalayas Himalayas to, but it becomes wrong to call them sannyāsī when they go and do wrong things. So a true sannyāsī is who is not disturbed in the world and is always loving and caring.
Excellent. Very nice, Namit. Very nice. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, Ramakrishna, what is your understanding?
Where is it? I put it to earphone. Bejaji, I have understood that results, actions are actual sanyāsīs.
Results of the action means what? When you perform any action, the result can be either success or failure.
Yeah.
So a sannyasi is not worried about success or failure. He is looking at how to do the best for the others.
Okay, Bejaji.
Such a being is a true sannyasi.
Okay, I'll tell news and new understanding.
Yeah.
But all the understood that I forgot.
Okay. No problem. You can close your eyes and slow down, and whenever the answer appears, you can raise your hand and you can answer. Okay. Meanwhile, we'll listen to Rohan. Yes, Rohan.
Yes, sir. I understood a sannyasi is whose mind is deposited in throat, and one should give away the internal attachments.
Yeah. What kind of attachments? What do we?
So like, anger.
Very nice.
Jealousy.
Yes.
Like insulting others. Like that kind of attachments.
Correct. So the ones who have given up such behavior,
their mind should be peaceful.
Exactly. Even when others around them are disturbed, even when others around them could be insulting.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. Very nice. Wonderful, Rohan. Anything else you would like to say?
No, sir. This is what I understood.
Okay.
Vijay, can I tell now?
Yes, Ramakrishna.
I have learned that understood that all the rishis will be always right, the saints. Always right.
Very nice. And why are you saying that?
Because you have told me about a meditation, a yogi. Because whenever we meditate, we'll become peace, and also will become right and right. Will become right.
So like our rishis, you also have the capacity to bring out deep insights by meditating on the divine qualities. Like for example, Gayatri Japa is meditating on the divine quality to bring the right kind of intelligence to my mind.
And Vijayji,
yes.
When we do, I actually meditate all the time.
Nice.
And I use Gayatri Japa.
Very good.
One boy must be there, like in Brahmopadesham. Who is that boy? In here only. Chirantan. He will also use Gayatri Japa. I think he's here.
He is not here today.
Okay.
All right. Very nice, Ramakrishna. Very nice.
Thank you.
What about Swarup? What is Swarup's understanding?
Yes, sir. Sir, I understood that we must perform actions but expect nothing in return.
Does it mean that you should not have, say, for example, a particular aim? So right now you are in the 10th grade, right? Ninth grade. So should you not expect to get 100 marks in, let's say, exam?
Yes, sir. No, sir. Like we should expect.
Then what does it mean to give up the fruit of the action? What does it mean then?
Sir, it means like if someone prepared for a math exam, he has given his best, and he thinks he will get 100 out of 100. But even if he doesn't get 100 out of 100, he should be happy that he tried his best. So the fruit of action is not in our hands.
Excellent. So it is not about giving up action. It's about giving up the attachment to fruit of the action.
Yes, sir.
You should, otherwise, you will not have the right kind of focus in the life. You should always aim for the best.
Yes, sir.
How much marks I should get, what I want to do afterwards, how I want to be helpful to others. Everything you should have a plan. Very clear aim.
Yes,
but
sir.
when you're doing it, it may or may not happen according to your wishes.
Yes, sir.
Very nice. So what is the connection of that to sannyāsī?
Sir, a sannyāsī also does many actions, but he doesn't expect anything in return.
Excellent. So when you also learn to be like a sannyāsī internally, you will be peaceful.
Yes, sir.
So sannyāsī doesn't mean you have to wear some mala, wear some dress, go somewhere. Nothing like that.
Yes, sir.
However, in the society, a sannyāsī also has a very important role. Through a sannyāsī, Atma Jnana and divine knowledge spreads in the society.
Yes, sir.
Very nice, Swarup. Anything else you would like to say?
No, sir.
Thank you very much, Swarup. How about Kritik? What is Kritik's understanding? Are you there, Kritik?
Sir,
Can you hear us, Kritik?
yes, sir.
Yeah.
So
Can you
what I
please share your
understood is
understanding?
Sannyāsī. Yes, sir. Sannyāsī may look or anything from the outside. It may be different, but then from the inside, you should know who is he. And a sannyasi from inside, he will always be peaceful and calm. Like what if a person who hadn't done anything and just wearing clothes like a sannyasi? People will think that he's a sannyasi, but actually he isn't. Like that.
Excellent. Excellent. Very nice. Very nice. And why is Krishna talking about a sannyasi here? What is the significance of that to you? Does it have any application in your life? No? Does it not have any application in your life?
Sir, I did not understand the question.
What is the use of learning about a sannyasi for your life? Why is Sri Krishna telling about that?
And even I will become peaceful.
When you cultivate the qualities of the sannyasi. That is why Sri Krishna is teaching us all this.
What a sannyasi does, even if I do, then even I'll become peaceful like a sannyasi.
Excellent. Correct. Are you clear now?
Yes, sir.
All right. Is there anything else anybody wants to say or ask? All right, then let us end the contemplation.